Welcome to the Fergus Falls Business Spotlight Podcast, the show that takes a deep dive into local businesses and the individuals that run our community. To guide you along the way, here's your host, Jacob Bittner.
Oh.
Fergus Home and Hardware. Real
What?
quality,
We got the...
real value.
That's right. Real quality, real service, real values. We've got the people behind Fergus Home and Hardware here today. Eric Nelson, Vic Evavold. How are we doing this afternoon?
Very good.
I love it. I love that little jingle.
Fergus Home and Hardware.
Everybody should invest in a radio jingle. Well worth the investment. I'm not sure what you guys paid for that back in the day, but well done. So I'm really excited to uncover this. Fergus Home and Hardware is obviously Collins goes back further. I'm not sure how far.
2003.
2003.
When we opened the Cullen store, excuse me, here in Fergus Falls. Cullen started 1989 in Alexandria.
Okay.
Tim Cullen, which became Cullen's Home Center there. We expanded to Fergus Falls in 2002 and opening this store in 2004.
Okay.
And so we were here at the end of 2002 in just a little small old decoy shop.
It was actually on this site. It
was on this site?
I think it was called Northwind Decoys.
I believe so.
It's just
Well-
a 40 by 60 steel shed, pretty much.
Cool. I'm going to ask you more about that. I'm going to
Sure.
get into that. We'll get a deep dive into the history. I'm going to get your guys' backgrounds as well, kind of how you ended up in this industry. And you're the owner.
Correct.
And your position?
Sales manager appliances.
Okay, awesome. And history, you're going to be our historian today, too, it sounds like
good.
a little
Yeah,
bit. So
probably.
Along with Fergus Home and Hardware here as sponsors for the show, we've got Outstate Brewing. We always do a beer of the week on the show. I didn't bring beer in, guys. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I did bring this. It is a Raz Kiwi Lime non-alcoholic seltzer. It is Say Less is the name of it. So come on in to Outstate and enjoy some non-alcoholic beverages. They've got coffee. They've got non-alcoholic seltzer. So Say Less here. If you guys want some. Whoa. You guys a little bit here. So I'll get to some other sponsors in a little bit. Do you want to just, Eric, start with your background a little bit and just tell me kind of where you grew up, how you ended up in Fergus? Are you from Fergus?
I grew up north of town, near Earhart, went to school at Pelican Rapids. After high school, I worked at College Way Auto here in town for 6 years, doing some sales for them, some light mechanical detail work. So I guess sales I've always been kind of drawn to. It seems to fit me naturally. I like helping people solve their problems. Over the years, I was a mechanic machinist welder at Otter Tail Power Company here at the Hoot Lake plant. Managed the auto value store in town for a few years, and I knew the old owners for, 15, 18 years. Our kids went to school together, so ever since kindergarten, my son and Dan Zierden's son were best of friends.
Okay, so who owned the business before you?
Dan and Tanya Zierden.
Okay, and that was that Fergus Home and Hardware at the time, Collins Home Center?
Kind of both. It was kind of together.
So then, go ahead.
We can go to the history in it. I mean, that'll kind of explain where things went. But
Yeah. We'll get into the history. I just got this. This is delicious. Did you guys try this?
I haven't
Not
tried it
yet.
yet.
Raspberry kiwi lime. It's very, very good. Along with Outstate, Stambino's Coffee, Victor Lundeen's, Atlas Outdoor Services, and then a couple new sponsors this month. Liberty Business Systems. They're going to be sponsoring the Best Business Advice segment. So we're going to get your guys' queue up your best business advice. Be thinking about that as we go, because that's coming at the end. So, and then Wayne Schuett with Century 21 Atwood as well. So thank you to everyone for supporting the show. So, all right, let's get your history really quick, and then we'll get into the history of the business.
So I did go to Fergus Falls school system.
I know your kids, I feel like.
You probably know my son, Joshua.
Maybe not. When did
Maybe
he
not.
graduate?
2014.
I'm trying to think of why I know the last name Evavold. I graduated in 2008.
Okay.
But okay, go
Lots
on.
of
Sorry.
Evavolds around.
Lots of Evavolds. Are you guys all related, or is there just a?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So yes, I grew up in Fergus Falls, so K through 12. Graduated a long time ago in 1982. From there, I went to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Graduated there in '87. Went into the sporting goods business for about 7 years. And then we moved back to the Alexandria area, Fergus Falls area. Was in the wireless business until 2002, and that's when I started with Cullen's Home Center, 2003.
Okay. And then, so you said what time again? What was this location before? Like, do you know what it was going back to the dirt?
Well, going back to prior to 2002, it was a small decoy manufacturing tin building. And Tim bought that location, Cullen, and we opened up in there. Just a small warehouse and a small sales floor with the idea of building a new building. So in 2003, in the fall of 2003, we moved to the old J.C. Penney location in the mall while this building was built.
Okay.
So we were where Dunham's was for about 10 months. And then in the fall, I think we opened around August, September of 2004.
And was Cullen's home center, did they have like the furniture and the appliances and everything? And
We started as a building here. Half of this was Cullen's Home Center, and half of it was floor to ceiling, Denny Johnson. Tim and Denny became partners. And then within that group, Tim brought in Dan Zerden, who eventually owned this, and another appliance owner, Roger Specht from South Dakota.
And we're not going to talk about Orange Store. Orange Store bad, but what year did the Orange Store come to town?
Ooh, I was gone that era, so I would guess it was
Early 2000s probably, huh?
or late
Later?
90s.
Late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, it could have been. I want to say, because I know my mom was in the mall with her coffee shop at the time, and they actually, I think they tore off a section of the mall. I thought like there was a pizza, there was like a little wing in the mall that had like a pizza. I don't know if it was Tomaselli's or what was in the mall there, the little pizza store back there. Godfather's.
Yep.
Yeah, Godfather's was in there. And then I think that they must have torn that elbow of the mall off.
Well, where Home Depot is now was the FW Woolworth store.
Okay.
That was Woolworth's big store back when the mall opened.
And obviously, the theme of this episode, I'm not ever going to do an interview with Home Depot. The theme of this episode, the theme of this podcast is local business, local family-owned business,
Sure.
the history of businesses in our community. So this is absolutely a store worth supporting and worth thinking about. Don't drive over to the other side of town. We're right here. You guys are right here, and you guys have a lot of things in here. So definitely check in with Fergus Home and Hardware first. So from the, you don't know what it was before the duck decoys, before they
No,
were
I
built.
don't.
Okay. So,
I think at one point in time, this was part of the state hospital ground. When the state hospital was thriving, they actually had field land, and patients were working fields and milking cows and doing gardens. And I know where the college is part of that also. So I would assume this was part of that land.
wow, that's an interesting little history bit there. I could probably ask Chris Schulke about that. I did a deep dive into the RTC, and I guess we were talking about the mapping and the layout of the grounds. We didn't get into that. We didn't get into the fact that it was that expansive. That's crazy. So I've got some notes here. I'm not going to bore the people, but I do have some like interesting notes as far as like some of the earliest hardware here. Obviously like the Bronze Age was like 3300 to 1200 BC. That was kind of when they started to like develop like, bronze fasteners and that sort of thing as far as the hardware goes. And then you had the Iron Age a little bit later that replaced a lot of that stuff. And then, all of the evolutions of hardware and everything. And then the Industrial Revolution changed the world. And now you have mass productions of nails. I love watching those little how it's made videos. You ever see the nails, how they're made? It's kind of fascinating. I'm into that stuff. But and then as far as like the home stuff goes, I didn't do a ton of research on like the home appliance, the background of like home appliances and how those stores grew. Do you guys know anything about that? Like the history of the washing machine or any of that stuff? Refrigerators?
Not really. I mean, you go back to the old ringer washers back in probably the 50s and 60s. And then the automatic washers, agitator washers came out after that. So, and then little independent dealers like us, we started and it's grown ever since.
What do you guys carry in here for like brands? Do you work with specific brands?
We carry Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Electrolux, KitchenAid, Amana, Maytag, Wolf, Sub-Zero, GE, LG. So all the major brands primarily except Samsung.
Gotcha. And you guys do some type of like price matching as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're
So
very price competitive.
absolutely. So again, come here and meet with these guys and buy local,
Our policy is to match. So
Awesome.
we stay very competitive in the market.
Let's go back to the branding a little bit. Fergus Home and Hardware, you guys dropped the Cullens. When did you drop the Cullens?
2021.
By the way, I see Sherry back here. Sherry's trying to hide. She's taking some videos. She's your guys' marketing person.
Correct.
And so I don't know how your marketing person avoided doing the interview, but she did a good job of setting you guys up as scapegoats here. So, Sherry, if you want to come try it, we have a little bit of this Say Less seltzer here if you'd like to come try it. But you dropped the Cullens when, you said?
2021, when my wife and I purchased the business from Dan and Tanya Zierden.
Okay, so you've only owned the business for just a few years.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then you were in sales, a bunch of different sales jobs before ownership.
Yep.
Gotcha. Talk about the people, the employees. Obviously, we've got Sherry back there. You can show your face, Sherry. Don't be afraid.
We have a great crew here, which makes my job much easier. A lot of longtime employees. Vic's been here since the beginning of the store. I mean, before that, actually.
Yep.
Ryan, our delivery guy, I think he's close to 20 years in.
Yep.
Mike, who is one of our salespeople now, was a delivery guy for 13, 15 years, somewhere in there.
Probably looking at 15 to 17 now.
Right. We have some new people that have come to us that have a lot of talent. We have John Filippello in cabinets. He's, I think, 8 years in or something like that. Steve Geese, who's been in the lumber industry for many years. Just have a lot of great people around here.
So that kind of sparked my mind into like the next little thing when you talked about is all the different departments. So you've got some lumber, not like you're not super expansive on the lumber side, but you got a lot of lumber.
We don't necessarily stock a lot of it, but we do a lot of projects. So if you're building a house, building a garage, building a deck, come talk to us. We can order all the stuff in, have it here in a timely manner, get it delivered on site.
And then obviously all of the stuff we talked about, appliances, washers, dryers, fridges, freezers, fireplaces. We're sitting up here in this home center. You've got lots of furniture. What else? We've got hockey. We've got pet food. We've got mattresses. Yeah, I elected to. I was debating if I was going to set us up at a table. There was a really comfy looking king bed. I was thinking the three of us could just lay down on the king.
Of us.
We could lay down on the king bed, but I opted for this beautiful table here. I'm not sure what the retail value of this table is, but
it just increased.
It just increased. If I could afford it, I'd bring it home. It is a beautiful table. So, what else? I mean, I was surprised. The hockey equipment really surprised me.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? The products, how the products have grown over the years, and then maybe since you've taken over as well?
Well, we also have flooring, cabinets. We do bathroom remodels, tile. So we have a lot of things. We can build your house here from the ground up.
And you guys have contractors you work with, or contractors that are on your payroll that go out and do this stuff for you?
We subcontract.
Contractors we work with or refer, depending on what the project is. Yeah.
Okay. Do you care to name some subs or not? Some subcontractors, or do you guys not want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, I don't use many subs in my line of the work, but Steve would in his building division.
Okay.
And also for some of the plumbing jobs we do in the bathrooms. Yeah, there's some local contractors. Awesome. Everything we do is local.
Awesome. So yeah, you can go into those the stuff you guys have in the store more if you want to.
Well, I think from the standpoint of being competitively priced, we also pride ourselves on trying to do the best customer service of anybody in the area. And that gets forgotten a lot in today's world because of the internet. So come here, we're going to treat you right from start to finish. And I think that is what gets missed in the box stores.
And the hockey section, how did that come to be?
So Steve Ness, he had kids in school and back in the probably early 2000s.
Yep.
Late 90s, early 2000s. He started sharpening skates for the hockey teams. And that grew into, I mean, he was the go-to guy for everybody in Fergus Falls for hockey and figure skating. I think he was doing it out of his house, so little shop on the side of his garage. He was looking to get out of that. And Dan, at the same time, was bringing in the hardware in 2015, 2016, that time frame. So Dan brought the sharpening in here and then added JK Sports, I think, got out of hockey at that time. So Dan had bought their excess inventory and then brought in, the inventory we have now.
So JK Sports doesn't do hockey stuff anymore.
No, they don't.
So Dunham's would be probably the only other option for that equipment in town. You guys and
Correct.
Dunham's. Gotcha. Yep. Interesting. And then the pet food's always been around.
Pet Food Country Store, they were in town for many years. 2020, I think September of 2020, they sold out. Dan purchased that and brought all the pet food in.
And you work with somebody out of Perham for
It's KLN and Perham.
KLN is
Yep.
okay, awesome. So
Another local company.
yep, and maybe we can I don't know, we'll see where we go. I've got an idea for a contest I want to run for you guys with the pet stuff. Maybe that'll be a future episode or a
Yep.
future segment. So how about like as far as the way the store is now, the stuff you have, do you see expansion on the products you're bringing in? Do you guys feel that where you're at right now is where you want to be with all of that?
It's kind of happens as we go, depending on what our customers are looking for, what's working, what's not. We have changed a few things since my wife and I have taken over, reduced some inventory and then brought in inventory in other areas to try and generate dollars per square foot. We just had stuff that wasn't necessarily moving, brought in some stuff that's doing better. So that's a constant trying to find the market for where we're at.
Trying to maximize the square foot of the building with the correct products that move, so it's a continuous change.
How long do you have to sit on some inventory for? Obviously some inventory sits way longer than you want it to.
Ideally, we'd like to turn it quite often, but there's some things that we might end up sitting on for a year or two, depending on what it is. But
You've got the grilling section. Does the grilling section stay out all winter?
it does.
It does. Okay, so
Yeah.
you got grills in here. You don't do anything else with that. Nobody does ski equipment in town, huh? Well, we don't have a ski area.
I think that would be a tough one.
Yeah, we need to get a ski area in town, and then we can get some
Build a
ski
hill.
equipment. But I like the sporting goods. It's my favorite little section of the store. I go down there. You can like shoot the hockey pucks at the wall and stuff. It's a good time. So, what else as far as like the future of the industry? I usually do a dive into like. I try to get I didn't do enough prep for this episode. I usually like to do like the AI future speculation. What is AI? How does AI try to project where we're going to be? Where do you guys see this industry going? Obviously, there's a lot of competition with for buying furniture online, buying everything online, the delivery of everything online. So where do you see the future? How do you feel the future? You guys fit into that?
Well, from a standpoint of the business, I think the future is bright for us because we have the ability to be versatile and change easily with the marketplace. So as things come out and things change, we're small enough where we can make decisions pretty quick. I think the AI part of it, at least on the appliance end, the technology, is going to happen really fast in the next 5 years. New features on all appliances are coming out pretty quick. And we got to go about the economy a little bit on that because that will drive the technology as well on some of the stuff.
Do you work with some of the smart, like the smart washers,
Oh, absolutely, all of them. Yep.
You want to talk about that technology a little bit, where that's at? How advanced is that stuff?
Well, a lot of it has the technology now in it, so you can download the app and preheat your oven from your vehicle. You could start your washer from your vehicle. You could start it from, any location. So a lot of it's already there. There's cameras inside refrigerators that you can see what you need to get from the grocery store by just looking inside your refrigerator if you go with those features.
Interesting.
So it's already there, a lot of it, and it's only going to get better over time.
Yeah. What's the bread and butter of the business? What do you guys say like you do the most of?
Probably appliance, cabinets, and flooring would probably be the strongest departments we have.
Gotcha. How about any events? I know that you guys are going to be doing something at the Kids and Parents Expo. That's December 7th. I think you guys will be out there doing something. Sherry's figuring out what kind of activities they're going to have for the kids there. But what else for events are you guys involved in throughout the year?
Well, we have our customer appreciation sale coming up on October 5th.
That's right.
So-
that was one of the things we need to talk about. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it. How many is it annual customer appreciation sale?
Yep, annual, usually in October. Last one we had a great turnout. This year we have Bossy Babes Barbecue coming in again.
Ooh, I love Bossy
So,
Babes.
Yeah, they do a great job. Great family, another locally owned business. We have a bunch of giveaways. I know Ottertail Power's coming. They're doing something with their LED lighting.
I think Layton's going to be live.
Yep.
We're going to be live.
We are, yeah.
96.5 and Z103, I think, is going to be here with a live remote. I might have to make an appearance on the live remote with you guys. I'll have to come
You'll
say
have
hi.
to do that.
So,
yeah.
are there events planned? Is it just get out, see Ottertail Power, hang out? There's some sales going on.
Yep, we'll have some pretty crazy sales on a few things in the store. I know we're doing some big giveaways also. So
Yeah, we'll have doorbusters all day.
Awesome. So, what's the time to come to that event?
I think Bossy Babes is going to be here from like 11 to 2 or 11 to 1 or something, but we're going to be here from 8 to 4 that day. So
Okay, and that's October 5th.
October 5th on a Saturday. Yeah.
Awesome. I will be here. I don't want to guarantee it, but I will do my best to be here. What else events are you guys out doing, like trade shows? Do you do home shows? Do you do stuff like that?
We used to do about 4 home shows a year, but that market kind of died out over time.
What happened to it?
I think part of it the internet, part of it getting enough footprints through the events to make it worth everybody's time and effort and cost. So I think that's a bigger part of it. We at the end we weren't seeing the numbers to put in the investment of time and money to really follow through with more of those trade shows.
Gotcha. Any of the like summer festivals out in Fergus? Do you get booths out for like the Chamber of Commerce stuff and stuff like that?
The Shop Move and Groove we've done a booth at. We usually partner with the Fish and Game Club, or the last couple of years have, where we kind of just set up and work with them making birdhouses. Kids can come by and build their own birdhouses. Fish and Game Club has done that for a lot of years. Had great turnout last couple of years with kids, and we've had 2-year-olds up to 80-year-olds putting birdhouses together and loving it. So, kind of hits all age brackets. The Kids and Parents Expo, we do the Adopt a Class with the school.
You adopt a school class?
You adopt a class, and they'll come here for a tour. We usually go there and give a little bit about our business, and certain things during the year that we help them out with.
Awesome.
We support a lot of things locally.
You guys worked. Did you guys maybe not work with, but I know you had a little bit of a history with Young Life.
Yep. Yeah, Young Life is probably more so one of my favorite organizations.
I like Young
it was
Life.
great for both of my kids. They do a great job with our community. So
Awesome. How old are your kids? When would they have graduated?
my son graduated last year.
Okay,
Or
younger.
this year, I guess, 2024.
Okay.
And my daughter graduated in 2021. So.
Okay. Promotions. I used to put people on the spot and say, do you have any promotions for the listeners who come in? 10% off with code Fergus Falls Business Spotlight. But in general, do you guys have you guys are always running sales. You're always doing promotions.
Correct. And then the price matching, so if
Right.
somebody else has it on sale, we're going to have it on sale also.
There's a promotion, every month we have a new promotion. So it's continual.
Yep.
And the price matching is daily.
Yep, that price matching is huge because you can literally go find deals. You'll price match if somebody else has a sale on something. You'll actually match their sale on it.
Yes.
Wow, that's an aggressive price match because most people would probably match whatever their floor price is.
Yeah, but everything goes by model numbers,
Yep,
so it's pretty easy to check.
Interesting. And then, do we want to talk about the potential contest with the pet contest, or do we want to talk about that later once we figure it out?
I'm sure he brought it up to me. I guess I don't know all the details yet.
We'll talk. If we figure something out with it with KLN, and
I think it's a good idea. So
I think it'd be
worth
really
looking
fun.
into.
I know that I had the Humane Society on. I think it'd be fun to do some type of contest, radio contest, promotion surrounding the pet food and getting people in here to just know that you guys have pet food. I'll get all my cat litter from you guys now. Dang cat litter. If there was one thing that I wish I didn't have to buy in my life, it was cat litter. But I'll get it from you guys. So what else about the store here, guys, that you feel like the people need to know? Your staff, the stuff you guys do, the services you have to offer the community, any of that stuff?
Well, I think from a standpoint of what we want the community to know is that we're here Monday through Saturday, and truly it's a group of people together just trying to make a good business run well and support the local community, the local people, the local schools. And from that standpoint, I think we do a pretty good job, but also getting the word out that we're here and we're open. A lot of people come in still in town saying, gosh, I didn't know you guys were here. Well, we've been here almost 22 years, so I don't know how else we get it out there. We're in the newspapers, we're in TV, we're on Facebook. So it's just the continual support that we look for from the community to stay open and keep our things going.
Mm-hmm. Got anything else you want to add, Eric?
Just the customer service that our team gives is second to none, and we pride ourselves on that. Doing the right thing from start to finish, like Vic talked about earlier. That's one thing we talk about every week at our sales meetings. We need to do that to continue to set ourselves apart from the other stores.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it, like Fergus Home and Hardware supports high school sports. You guys are involved in the community. You guys give back to this community. Home Depot's not doing that. Like they're not, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what they've got going on, but they're not connected to this community in the same way, as you guys are, being a family business. And it matters. Our community works because people support businesses that support our community. That's why our community works. And that will take us to the next level if we really start supporting those businesses that give back to our community. So appreciate that and appreciate your guys' willingness to support all that local stuff. So, well, man, I feel like you guys are going to get out of here fast. I was thinking that I was going to be able to get into, that was my fault for not prepping. I should have done a little bit more deep dive and picked your guys' minds about that a little bit more. But I'll get into this biggest surprise. What surprised you the most in your career, whether it be taking over the business a few years ago and operating it, or something in your career, like biggest surprise?
Well, for me, I mean, I started 22 years ago in this business, and really coming into this business atmosphere, I didn't know a lot. So the surprise is that as I grew with the store, as the store got bigger, my position got bigger, my opportunities got bigger. So it's worked well for me. I got to keep my family in town and got to work for a business that believed in the community. So I have nothing but good things to say about Cullen's and Fergus Home and Hardware.
Biggest surprise, Eric? You must have had some surprises come up.
Yeah, there's been a few, but I don't know if I could pick one. Biggest surprise is probably that, trying to figure out what I was thinking when I decided we were going to buy this place. But
Me too.
But it's worked out well. Like I said, we have a great crew here, and that makes it so much easier. Very supportive wife that helps me on a lot of the paperwork and the HR type stuff on the backside. And we have, like I said, a great staff that makes things a lot easier.
I like Sherry. She's fun to come in and see. She brings a lot of joy to this place. She's relatively new.
And if you ask her, she'll tell you she's my favorite sister.
She's your favorite.
She's my only sister.
She's the only choice, huh? How about best business advice? This is this new segment here brought to you by Liberty Business Systems. So if you don't get the business advice you need here, you can get it from them. They can maximize your business systems.
I think that part, I think a lot of it is networking, getting out in the community and letting people know what you're about. I think that's important for businesses, especially new businesses, to do. I think staying involved in groups within town, whether it's Sertoma or something like that, is very important. And surrounding yourself with employees who really want to be in your location and in that job. The success of every business is not the owner, it's the people he's got with him. So that's my take on that.
How about you? Best business advice, Eric?
Along with that, treat your employees well. And then as far as customers, trying your best to do the right thing from start to finish, helping them solve their problems, not just selling them something to sell them something.
I like it.
We want to make them lifers. They want to come back here. They
Yeah.
don't even want to look at the internet or go to a page with other companies on it. They just come here because they're going to be treated right. That's the key.
That's right.
That's the goal.
Yeah. How can what's the best way for the people to get a hold of you guys if they want to inquire you about a sale or talk to you about something or Sherry about some promotion or something?
Well, the easiest is to stop or call. That's by far the easiest way. We do have through our website, you can hook on and ask questions, and we'll answer those as fast as we can. But the best way is to stop by or give us a call. We're open 6 days a week.
Okay. What are the hours?
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay. Awesome. So don't wait too late in the day. Get here right after work. If you have something going on, just swing by here right after work. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I didn't hold you for too long. I'm not going to hold you for too long here. Did you even try to say less?
I just
yet.
did.
Did you? What'd you think?
Great.
It's sweet. It's very sweet. Well, proof that Outstate doesn't just make non-alcoholic seltzer. They did win an award here for best brewery and best craft beer selection. So that was, I think, the Daily Journal put on that contest. So get in and try their selection of craft beer. Say less if you don't drink alcohol. And then, thank you to all these other sponsors here. Atlas Outdoor Services, Stumbino's, Victor Lundeen's, you guys, Liberty Business Systems, and Wayne Schuett with Century 21 Atwood. So what's say it again, the date for your guys' customer appreciation?
October 5th.
October 5th. Get out, say hi to everybody, meet Sherry. Sherry's the one who does all of the social media, so she can hide behind social media and she can hide away from the podcast, but you guys know Sherry's a big part of the operation here. So thank you guys again. Shout out to all the listeners. We've got some runners. I think I've got a runners roundtable coming up with the next episode, so that should be interesting to hear about that. So have a good one, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.